Ooh, I see the live button.
Yes. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, we're doing some on-air coaching with one of our Activate students, and I am super pumped that we're able to do this, give them some extra private coaching with me, and then it's just an awesome way for you to learn as well as a podcast listener. We're currently accepting applications for our next round of Activate for 2020, so just go to rachelngom.com/activate to apply. And we've got Alicia Jensen on. How's it going, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. How can I support you today?
So I've been finding that in a lot of coaching, not just this coaching, but other coaching that I've been or other podcasts that I listen to, a lot of them are entrepreneurs, obviously, and they're all self-contained businesses for the most part. So I feel like I get stuck a lot trying to translate or switch things to be more for network marketing or direct sales. Because I do think there's things that change or that would have different paths that you would have to take. And so that's kind of, I think, one of my biggest focuses that I'm trying to focus on is how can I take what I'm learning and apply it to a network marketing business. So that's kind of where I want to focus on for myself, right?
You're in the right spot because I'm
Yes.
still making money for my network marketing company 2 years later.
Right, which is exactly why I think this is great, because I'm like, well, Rachel actually has experience with this. A lot of entrepreneurs or really successful leaders who are in this field and doing coaching on how to start your own business or online businesses, they have never done network marketing. So they don't truly understand that it's just different. There are different things about it.
Very different, for sure.
So
where do you need help?
So I think one of the things that for sure, part of it is mindset. I definitely know that. Part of it is actually logistics of when I'm thinking about a course or launching a course or a webinar or whatever it is that I'm teaching as an educator. I don't know if I should or how I can charge for that if the end result of my webinar is for them to buy product. Right? So because they wouldn't be able to have the experience that I'm giving them suggestions or advice on without the product. So that's where I get stuck is like, well, if I'm doing a webinar or a broadcast or a coaching call, I want them to buy the product, obviously, not because I want to make money, but because I know they need it to get the results. So what's your take on that?
So there's a few different things. What I did was we had our course, which people are still buying. It's January. So it's so funny. I'm like, how many years later? It's this evergreen thing. So we would have them buy the course and we wouldn't have them do any of the products when they bought our course. And then within the course, we would tell them, these are the supplements that we recommend. Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
And so on your webinar, you do only plan to sell your products or do you plan to sell the course on your webinar?
Well, that's what I'm trying to,
I would sell the course. And then when they're in the course, that's when you can recommend the specific products. Not all of them are going to get it, but you're at least you're getting, what's the word I'm looking for? Pregnancy brain has got me something fierce.
There's an oil for that.
Which one? I need it.
Rosemary. Rosemary was like my saving grace during pregnancy for sure.
That's one I don't have. Okay. Yeah. Done. I'm buying it.
For sure. Rosemary that's actually, I have it in my diffuser right now. Not because I'm pregnant, but because it really helps with focus and clarity, brain fog, and that type of stuff.
Okay. No, I'm totally going to buy that today. No, because it's going to help you build a better relationship with them. Like once they're in the course, they're learning from you and everything. And so they'll be more likely to listen to the recommendations that you have.
Right.
And you don't have to only recommend oils. There could be other things that you recommend. So like within our course, we recommended like, here are the different, like if you're traveling, these are the different fitness products that you can get on Amazon. And so it wasn't just like, you need to buy this specific supplement. We gave them different options, based off of everything basically.
Yeah. And I do feel like part of that, even with I've been kind of focusing on like branding and really what is my brand, because my brand is not the company that I sell. My brand is me. And what I'm advocating, which this is part of that. It's like, is that my phone? Of course, my phone's ringing. Sorry. It's like my way of, it's a vehicle that I'm using to really empower people, but I don't want to be I don't want to be like the end all be all. Does that make sense? Like I want to be an advocate for, first of all, empowered choices, like really understanding how to even look at ingredients and products. Like, what does that even mean? Why does it matter?
Yeah.
And if you're into that type of stuff, then, here's kind of my favorite things that I like to really focus on. For myself and what changed my life, what changed my kids' life, and why I feel that my family is really thriving and doing so well.
So one of the
Um,
things we talked about at the retreat, because we have quite a few of you who are in like the holistic natural health space inside of Activate. And so I
mhm,
think we were talking to Jenny. There's a few of them. I can't remember exactly which ones we were talking to about having their course and then having like a VIP upgrade where you actually go through their house with them. Like if you're local, you can go local, but you could do it on Zoom. We're actually
mhm,
helping them like declutter all the crap in their house and showing them like
mhm,
you need to get rid of this because of this and this is what you need to
mhm.
replace it with instead.
Okay, so that's something that you would charge for?
Oh heck yeah, that's your
It's like
personal
a home
time.
a home walkthrough?
Yeah, a home walkthrough, or
Okay.
like you could take them grocery shopping and help them with that too. I mean, there's a lot of things that people will
Yeah.
pay for more personalized services.
Yeah.
And obviously you would charge premium for that since that's your personal time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I could definitely do a home detox, which is, yeah, it's definitely something where I find many people don't even realize
No
how
idea.
toxic their home is.
They
Yeah,
have
they
no
have no clue.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I've learned everything that I've
Yeah.
learned over the past couple of years. And then I go into like my
Yeah.
parents' house and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
mom, like,
Yeah.
get rid of this. Come on.
Yeah.
If you have good laundry
Yeah.
detergent, though, I need that because if we don't
I
put it
do.
immediately into the dryer, our clothes stink. And I'm like trying to cuddle my husband and I'm like, you stink. It's the
Yeah.
laundry.
Yeah, well, we definitely do. So again, this is like where it comes down to for me as, sure, I sell doTERRA. I love doTERRA. I'm very passionate about not just the oils, but the mission behind the product, the ethos behind doTERRA and who they are, their vision, what they stand for, how they're sourcing. Like to me, that is more powerful than anything really.
Yeah.
And they have a great laundry detergent. It's called On Guard laundry detergent, which kills bacteria in your laundry. It detoxes your laundry, but I still find as a natural laundry detergent, sometimes that just doesn't cut it. And so I have discovered that it's called Back Out. It's like a lime extract. That stuff is miracles beyond miracles. So it's like,
I'm the coach and I'm taking notes as you're talking because this is helping me.
right, but it's true. Like I feel like this is where like I'm trying to get in front of people who care about this type of stuff. And I know I've been learning throughout this whole process that like I think a lot of stuff that I know is just things that everybody is figuring out,
Nobody knows this.
and
Like,
a lot
oh
of
my
people don't.
gosh, you're too close to it and you don't realize
Yeah.
that 99% of
Yes.
people don't know what you know and that you are an expert in this and you're teaching
Yes.
me. I consider myself to be someone who knows a lot of this stuff and I make my own serums and soap and all this and
Yeah.
you're teaching me right now.
Yeah, yeah. Back out is amazing. It's a lime extract and it will get rid of like pee, urine, smell, whatever. So instead of bleach, I put that in the bleach cup and then I still use my On
Oh.
Guard laundry detergent, but that's like my rinse cycle that like helps get the stinky out and whatever. And then if I did forget it in there for like 2 days, which I have definitely done, then I just wash it with water and just the extract only. And that is like
See,
lifesaver.
you need to include the stuff in your course of
Yeah.
like non-toxic laundry detergents and how to actually
Yeah.
make it so your clothes don't stink.
Right. So I have a question. Okay. So here's a couple months ago, I went through KBB with, Tony, Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins and
Yep.
Jenna Kutcher. It was amazing. And I actually created a course after I finished that because going through it all, it actually helped me write out this whole thing. And it was called Curate Wellness. And it was designed to be like a 4-month lifestyle overhaul.
Mhm.
And I had the focus on so the 4 months, there's 4 themes: foundation, mind, body, home. So like you have to have a healthy foundation to start. If you don't have that, everything else cascades and you're going to be on the hamster wheel, right?
Mhm.
So you have the foundation and then you have mindset. It's very difficult to get to a better place if your mind is in the wrong place. So you have a mindset focusing, and then your body, like how to detox your personal care, your laundry, that type of stuff. Or no, the laundry was in the home one, but your personal care, skincare, beauty routine, things that you should definitely get rid of, things that you should look for. And then in the home, how to clean up your home. So this was like a 4-month course that I created. I already have all the content written at this point. So
We
I
need to
still,
sell it.
like I'm saying, that's where I'm stuck is like, how do I even, because they would realistically, if somebody was actually doing this course, running through this course every single month, they would be spending probably $140 a month on the products recommended for those months to actually do the process. So then I feel like, well, that is what they're paying. So do you still even charge for a course?
Yes. It's like charging for people to attend an event. They're still going to have to pay for lodging and food and travel.
Okay.
Same
So how
thing.
would you price that?
4 months.
Mm-hmm. And it would probably be a Kajabi thing where they could really go through it. Like if I pre-recorded, I was going back through my notes, and by the way, I had 15 people go through it already so that I could get feedback from it. So I had 15 people go through it already. Most of them, I'd say half of them actually bought all the product that was recommended for those 4 months, and I've been collecting their feedback from it. Most of them said that it was just way too much information, so I'm trying to kind of narrow it down a little bit. But I was like, okay, well, if I hyper focused one video per week designed to be like for 4 months, you get one live video from me on Kajabi. If you went through it super fast, fine, you can, but it's
What
designed to
I
be
what
once a
I would
week.
do is do like every other week. Cuz
Okay.
you're working a lot with moms, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So like we're busy.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing right now an 8-week coaching program with Frank Kern, and it's amazing. But part of me is like, I wish it was every other week so I had more
Hmm.
time to implement.
Yeah.
So that's an idea. Like you could make it
Okay.
like space it out a little
So
bit more.
bi-weekly. Yeah.
I think
So
they would
my thought,
appreciate it and it would be less overwhelming for them.
right. Okay. So I was kind of thinking, if I have, because I basically have the content already written. So if I went through it, cleaned it up a little bit, hyper focused bi-monthly coaching, basically, that was in like a Kajabi type of situation where you could go faster if you wanted to,
Hmm.
or you could just follow the pace of it. Then I would have the Facebook group that matches it. And what I would do in there is a weekly coaching session where, like, if you had a specific question or if you had something specific that you wanted clarification on or that you needed help with, then I would have a question thread and I would go in there once a week and answer any questions that people actually had, more like live coaching.
I like it. What does your gut say to charge?
My gut says that if I always think about, like, if it were me, what would I value? Because I'm more about the value than the dollar personally.
Totally.
Um, and I feel like I'd probably pay $50 a month, which would be 200 for the whole thing, knowing that I'm then on top of that paying $150 a month for product.
If you want to start there and you feel like comfortable and confident at that price point, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What I was thinking is 497 to 997 if
Yeah.
they're getting the live coaching too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Okay.
if you feel confident selling it at that price point, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that to start.
Right.
But like next, like, and it has to be that level of scarcity when you're on the webinar. You're never going to see it at this price point again. Next time it's going
Right.
to be 397. Next time it's going to be 497.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like too, part of it is because I'm new in the online space. I have lots of experience, my personal experience, but credibility and you know that I'm trying to think of the word, but basically credibility of, like, well, how do we even know that this person is even really that knowledgeable? I feel like getting into that first level of like a smaller group at a smaller price point, and then really kind of building that trust factor. And then that's exactly what network marketing is, right? I've built trust with over 420 people at this point who are on my team.
Yeah.
And those people turn around and tell their friends and their family, whatever, like, oh my gosh, you got to talk to this girl, Alicia. She's amazing. She's helped me with so much stuff. Like, that's where it all cascades and snowballs. So I feel like that's kind of why I want to do like an entry level price point that I think is fair and reasonable for people who really do want this. Um, but I don't want it to be so low that it's just kind of like, some cheap thing that whatever.
Exactly. Like you want them to have enough skin in the game where they actually take action,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like, and I don't, you tell me if that price point would have them have enough skin in the game where they actually show up and do the work.
Maybe 297. I feel like $300 is a good amount of money to drop on some coaching. And
Yeah. So if you want to start there and then move it up to 497 eventually,
yeah.
and then
Or
you
what
could,
I would do is maybe 297 for the program, and then you can pay an extra. $197 for an in-home walkthrough. That would be the VIP upgrade.
How much of your time would the walkthrough take?
Maybe like 2 hours. It depends. Some people's house are just completely trashed and some people's house are fairly clean. So it depends on the person.
Okay, so I need to do math. Hold on. A calculator. Let's see. I would personally do $797 for the VIP.
Upgrade?
Yeah, so like it's either they pay $297 and that's the course, and then $797 would be with the VIP upgrade.
Okay.
And then as you
So
book more
500.
of those, yeah,
Yeah.
because that could take a lot of your time actually. Like
Mm-hmm.
depending on
Yeah,
the
for
people
sure.
that are in the program and how thorough you are, and if you do like follow-ups and that kind of thing,
Right.
you
Yeah.
can make it super duper valuable for them,
Right.
and you want to make sure it's definitely worth your time.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. Okay. So I have a website that I built myself, and I love it. I'm very proud of myself that I put that much energy and focus into it. It's still missing a couple basic things. Like I don't have a shop page, which I definitely need for the market that I'm in. And a couple other things that I'm still kind of working on. But um, so I'm finding is my biggest goal right now is focusing on like, what am I need to focus on like one thing, because I tend to have too many projects going and I'm working a little bit in all of them, and getting nowhere. So my other focus is, because I have this course, right, that I could basically pump it out into something that's ready to launch fairly quickly. What I need to do, and what I know I need to do, is actually finding those people to actually get into it. So like the marketing side,
Where's your email list at right now?
uh, pretty much non-existent.
So that's what we need to work on is
Yeah.
building your email list.
Yeah. So I feel like for some reason I'm still totally stuck there. Like
Why?
I don't know. So okay, so I finally have this blog thing figured out, like with all the plugins and understanding Uber suggest and keywords and all these things. Like I'm starting to kind of understand that more and get the hang of it and figure out how to actually do it, and internal links and external links and all the things, right? I still have to figure out opt-in monster and how to get a pop-up. I'm working on that. But I think what I struggle with is like when I'm writing a blog post and I'm trying to think about narrowing my niche, right? Like I don't want to be so broad that it's just talking to nobody. But at the same time, when I'm trying to figure out narrowing my niche, obviously, like you said, I'm not just talking about oils. I'm talking about several different things that actually really do mean a lot to me and the things that I want to bring to other people. So I'm trying to figure out, like for example, Instagram. If I made a blog post and then I wanted to pull 5 points from that I could use as like repurposing that content for something like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, I feel like it's scattered. It's just everywhere. The stuff that ends up being posted is just totally not focused. It's like, is that a narrowed niche or no?
So what's the topic? What
It
are you
could be
writing
anything.
about?
So like right now, one of my big topics that I'm focusing on is metabolism, because that's something that a lot of people really struggle with. But then I could be talking about that day, and then the next day I could be talking about like zero waste tips and how to detoxify your skincare. Like they're just totally
That's a
not,
yeah,
you know?
it's a little bit too broad. I would like to see
Yeah.
you do like holistic home, like that kind of niche, or holistic healthcare, or like holistic skincare. Like pick one and go deep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is kind of what I'm doing though. And it's like all of it is like holistic is the whole body. It's a whole. So you could talk about so many topics within holistic living, but that's where I'm actually kind of like, it's actually a very broad topic. Holistic anything is a very wide net because it's the whole. So your home matters, what you put on your skin matters, the type your water matters, like all the what you eat matters. Like there's so many things that matter in that focus topic that I actually don't feel like that's a very narrowed niche. And that's another thing that I'm kind of trying to figure out or hone in on
Could you
is
pick one area of it? So it's like holistic, like health, having to do with like the food that you're eating and what you're putting in your body, and start there. And
yeah.
that doesn't mean you have to stay there, but at least you're getting known
Uh-huh.
for that one very particular specific thing. And then you can
Mm-hmm.
branch out a little bit more down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would say probably if there was one thing that I was more passionate about than anything, it would be products.
There you go.
Yeah,
So start there, like
understanding.
cleaning up your house and the products and the toxic
Yeah,
chemicals that are inside.
yeah,
Start there, and then
yeah,
you could branch out a little bit more down the road and talk about the
yeah.
food that you're eating and
Right.
all of that.
Okay. So generally speaking, like at what point, how do you gauge like when you've actually gotten narrowed down up to where you can branch out a little bit?
For me, it was like just follow your gut. Like for me, it
Mm-hmm.
was my people that went through Pin with Purpose, they needed the next step. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to teach them that next step. So that's when we came out with what was the Impact Blogging Academy, now Activate.
Mm-hmm.
So it was me just listening to my people and saying,
Mm-hmm.
what do they need from me next?
Okay. So in terms of list building, what I would be doing then is making sure that my content and my blog posts and all of my posts on social media are basically focusing on, let's just say, understanding how to find and use cleaner products, focusing in on that, like really zeroing in on that. And
Yep.
then would you say that pretty much every post that how many posts would you be putting a call to action that's getting somebody on your list?
Blog
If there was
posts
seven
or
days
like
a
social
week,
media?
social media and blog posts, because there's nobody reading my blog.
Social media is a different animal. So like social media, if I'm posting on Instagram, it's typically for me, and on Facebook, not just like Pinterest,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
like I social media is more social, and so I'll share about my family, I'll share about my faith.
Mm-hmm.
Typically have like 4 to 5 buckets that you can post in about
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So for
Yeah.
me, it's like travel, faith, family, and then business too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's other people that might argue that, but that's what I personally feel like is going to really get people to understand you and who you are and build that know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and trust factor.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I would do in terms of social.
And then, so then how are you building your list with that?
So, I mean, you do have so we're going live with specific content. So let's say you're going live 3 times a week with specific content that's toxic free home or whatever. In
Mm-hmm.
those live videos, you could have call to actions, get my free like cheat sheet, checklist, whatever that might be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So 3 times a week.
Yeah, easy.
Okay. All
And
right.
then if
I
you're
think
doing
that's
like
where
a
I
yeah,
get
if you're
hung
doing
up a
like a
little bit. Yeah.
if you're doing like a written post about it, you could say, if you want to dive in more about this topic, go get my free cheat sheet.
Okay. Okay. So I already have the freebie. I have 3 freebies.
So let's
So
get people on your list. I think
yeah.
like you're just in
Yeah,
your
that's where
own.
I'm saying. I'm like, I have the freebie, I have the website, I have the course pretty much. I just have to actually make it. But like that, there's like that transition of actually going from
You're
point
just
A to
in
point
your
B.
head right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So just go. I want you to move. Go,
Yeah.
go, go.
Okay. Well, 3 times a week, I'm definitely a scheduler. Like if I know what my schedule is, if I know when I'm supposed to be doing something, then I will do it and take the action to do it. It's when I don't know or not clear on it that I'm kind of like, well, when do I do this? How do I do this?
Yeah.
So
Monday, Wednesday,
that's,
Friday, 10
yeah.
a.m.,
Okay.
9 a.m., whatever it is. Make
Okay.
that your time.
Okay. Cool. I can do that. And I do feel like Instagram is really difficult that's personally my favorite platform for actually just feeling expressive. Facebook, I feel like it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
Instagram is where I feel like I could just post whatever I want and really be me and not have any hidden agenda behind it, or not have I have a purpose, right? But I'm really it's more of just me being expressive about what I care about and the things that I care about. And
Yeah.
I feel like the right type of platform to do that.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah, I
also
agree
want you
with like
thinking about
different
different
topics.
Facebook groups and podcasts that you can get on to get you in front of other people's audiences to help
Yeah.
your list grow even faster. And
Yeah. Well,
then
Jenny and I are going to do a swap.
oh,
We're
cool.
going to do a Facebook swap
I want you having a list of 20 people that you're going to reach out to.
for a podcast.
Podcast, Facebook Live, they'll email their list for you. Were you on our Activate call yesterday?
No, I was at the kids' school.
Watch the recording.
Okay.
Because we talk about
All
different
right.
strategies with that too.
Okay.
But I want you to pull out your phone and actually figure out when you're going to do your webinar.
Okay.
And make
So
it happen. Because I want you selling this thing.
yeah. Okay. So actually that's probably my last question. So doTERRA once a year, they're actually changing it up, but as of now, once a year, they offer something called Diamond Club to people within doTERRA who have reached a certain rank of and recognized as like in a leadership role. Like you have proven to us that you're very serious about your business and that you really actually want to become a leader and become an educator. So when you get to that point, you can apply to be in part of Diamond Club. So I got accepted into Diamond Club, which starts March 1st. And this time, for the first time ever in 11 years, during Diamond Club, you can host one online class and it will count towards your Diamond Club points. So I've never had the opportunity to even do that. Everything has always been in person. So this is like my opportunity to actually, so it's 4 months long, March, April, May, June. So I'm thinking, would I do a once a month webinar?
Yeah, why not?
And then, but then, oh, well, if it was in Kajabi, then each person that, if people bought the course during that webinar, then it doesn't matter if it's in Kajabi because I'm not having to go in and do it every single time for all the people every month, right? It's at your own pace. Okay. Okay. So I guess what I would want to do then is for the webinar, I'd probably want it to be on like definitely within the first 7 days of each month.
Okay. So next one will be,
The first one would be the first week of March.
okay. So let's build your list like crazy up until then.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 times a week, call to action with a freebie that gets them onto my list.
And then every week, I want you to set aside how many people can you reach out to get on their podcast or get in their Facebook group or have them email their list for you. And so maybe that's 10 people a week that you're reaching out to, 20 people a week. It just depends on how aggressive you want to be.
Right. So those are like my two main focuses at this point. Well, and I also have to figure out how to get everything into Kajabi and actually
you'll get
have
there.
it ready.
It's fine.
But yeah. At least I have the content. I have the graphics. I have pretty much everything. I even have this whole script written out.
Kajabi is so easy. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's it. That makes sense. That's enough for me to actually swallow and really focus on and take action on those things particularly. So
cool.
Very helpful.
Yay. Okay. Well, where can people connect with you and learn more about oils and holistic health and home?
Okay. So my website is thenestessentials.co. And you can also find me on Instagram, same thing at The Nest Essentials. I have a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/The Nest Essentials. And I'm actually running a metabolism challenge in there starting Monday. And so I've been telling people that if you just want to even get a sense of what I'm even talking about, how I educate, the types of content that I'm sharing with people, it is a free challenge. You can just learn kind of more about oils and how I'm incorporating them into something like metabolism and weight loss and healthy living. So that's going to be held in my Facebook group. It starts Monday, January 20th. And I think that's it.
Cool. Well, all right. Take massive action, and we're here to support you as you're going through your webinar and all that stuff. Just reach out, and we're here for you.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I feel like it's like, when you're on the edge of something and you know that it's gonna like the plane's about to fly. Like that's pretty much where I feel right now.
You're so close.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah.